Hey, I'm Gary Payton at the Seattle Supersonics.
Hey, Peter with the Seattle Mariners and Jermaine Kearse.
Cliff Averill.
Nate Burleson. You're watching NorbCam.
NorbCam.
You're watching NorbCam.
What's up? What's up? How's everybody doing? Okay. NorbCam coming at you live. It's my baby girl, Vanessa, right there. Hi, baby girl.
Hi.
All right, so tough loss in Jacksonville today. Seahawks lose 30 to 23. Was it 30 to 24? Thought we had that game. Had a good shot with Wilson coming back, scoring a couple of fast touchdowns, and then we had a defensive stop, and I thought for sure we would get that last one in there. Just didn't happen, and then our defense couldn't make the final stand, and too many mistakes early on. But just want to get some quick thoughts in a quick call in here. And yeah, unfortunately, we drop, but there's still positivity. There's still hope for this team. So let's just get right to it. Let's get some callers in here, shall we? What do we got on the line here? Anybody? Nope, not at the moment yet. All right, still waiting. Yeah, call in 515-739-1219. Enter the code when you're prompted. But just talking about that game, let's talk about the immediate situation. You know, what does this mean as far as the Seahawks playoff chances? What has this done? Well, the good thing is, even though we lost, the Rams also lost. Watched the end of that game, and man, we just got they just by the edge of their skin of their teeth won that game, even with Carson Wentz knocked out of the game. So that's unfortunately for him and the Philadelphia Eagles moving forward. But we have our own share of injuries ourselves. So yeah, it certainly doesn't bode well for what's to come. Are we still going to make the playoff? Jack Kushner 1 wants to know. Well, here's the situation. We still have a shot at the NFC West. And basically it's because the fact that the Rams lost, we're on a parallel course where we just have to end up with a tied record or better with the Rams, and we can still win the NFC West, believe it or not. So we have to... Next week is a must-win game. We have to win that game next week against the Rams when they come to Seattle. And it's in Seattle, which is a good thing. Because if we do that, that will put us at the same record, and then we'll be ahead by virtue of the tie. So after that, it's all a matter of just staying at the same exact record. They win, we got to win. They lose, we can afford to lose. So it's really now a matter of getting the win next week and just stay in the course. If that happens, we can win at the NFC West and still be in this thing. The bummer is, looking forward, is that we lost Bobby Wagner to the hamstring injury. Don't know how serious that is. Lost, as Jack Kushner is saying right now, we lost KJ to a concussion. Don't know if he'll be back. We lost Mike Davis. Ribs, I think. I'm not sure what his situation is. So we're just beat up and decimated. And that's going to be tough to recover from, just with so many, injuries. That's just going to be tough sledding moving forward. We've lost so many pieces, now we're losing more. But, we'll see. We still got Russell. We still got key playmakers. They got to show up and do what they did. So, wasn't our best game, wasn't our worst game. It reminded me a lot of the game against the Titans early in the season. So I don't know about playing teams in the South, but I felt the keys to this game, we needed to get off to an early score start. Didn't do that. We needed to, what else, Vanessa? We needed to minimize turnovers. Had too many. Russell threw many of those. And defense characteristically gave away too many big plays. Too many big plays with a 75-yard pass and then a punt return that we couldn't contain. I mean, those two plays really did us in, but just not a very clean game. Anyway, let's take. Oh, I got one caller, surprisingly, right now. Let's go take to it and see if anybody else calls in. So let's see what we got here. What's going on? You're on with NorbCam. Who's this and where are you calling from?
Hey, what's up, NorbCam? It's me, Seahawks again. How's it going, man?
Well, I wish I could say it was going better, but rough loss. We had our chances. Russell kept us in the game with those 2 scoring touchdowns, but man, I thought we had that. When we had that stop and we had the ball with like 3 minutes or 2 minutes to go, I thought for sure we were going to take that thing down and win that game, but it wasn't meant to be today.
Yes. I'm not mad that we lost because we're going to lose some games. I'm more disappointed in how we lost, and especially at the end.
Oh, that was ugly.
When the players started, scuffling and stuff like that. And I know Pete Carroll's is a player's coach, but there's got to be some time and moments so that he's got to step in and hold his team back because we're going to lose games. That's just the way it is. Jaguars played a real good game. They have a real good defense, and I see it seems like we struggle against good secondaries. I mean, solid secondaries, and it's just hard for Russell. I mean, I don't know what he was looking at, but there was a lot of picks that he threw, and it was just kind of, I don't know, Jimmy Graham missed a couple catches here and there. I mean, they played us good, I'm not going to lie, but like I said, I'm more disappointed in the fact how we lost, and especially towards the end of the game. And I think, and I brought this point up last weekend about Blair Walsh. I think that put the dagger on our momentum. Because, I mean, it's not his fault. I'm not going to shit the blame on him. But if we can just get 3 points, I like the momentum.
Yeah.
And I believe in momentum. And I just think that we need to just get back and figure out a linebacker situation because now we're down pretty much our whole defense. And there's probably going to be maybe a suspension, some fines, and et cetera.
Yeah. No, I agree. A lot of what you said, Blair Walsh missing the kick. It's always nice to go into the half with points and to miss it is so deflating because the drive just ends up in nothing. He didn't lose the game for us, but he certainly didn't help us. Psychologically too, when you're only down a field goal, it's a lot different than when you have to score the touchdown. But we had our chances. All that aside, but yeah, the mess at the end was embarrassing. It was embarrassing for the Jaguar fans. It was embarrassing for us. It makes us look like just no class sore losers. We lost the game. It was victory formation. There's really no place for that. It reminded me of what happened in that Super Bowl 49. I hate to bring it up and even think about it. I was trying to get the heck out of that stadium by that point when we'd lost. But I just remember how the fights broke out, and it just looks really classless. So. And that's the worst part about it is that we might get guys. We're already hurting from injuries, and now we might lose guys because of suspensions. That might result in key guys. Already, we're so depleted in the defense. To lose more defensive tackles as a result of that is just. What are we gonna have next week? It's just gonna be tough. But losing Bobby Wagner, I think most of all those 2 guys and KJ Wright, losing them both, possibly. I don't know how much longer, but even for next week on such an important game, that's a tough one, And we'll see.
Yeah,
we've had other guys step in and rise above, but it's part of the game. But man, it's like, man, how much more can we take? But yeah, it's weird. It wasn't the most frustrating loss. Redskins, I think, was definitely the most frustrating loss we've had all season. But that loss today was it's a weird game. I said earlier, it felt a lot like that Titans game, where just a lot of blown big plays, yet fighting back to get back into it. And yet, because we were such a big hole, we couldn't quite get there. But I don't know. This is just one of those times where we had the comeback was set up perfectly, and we just, if we get that throw to Jimmy Graham, I don't think Jimmy got any catches this game, did he? I don't remember a catch to him. So he got no catches, which is shocking. It's hard to even fathom that. And then if he had made that catch on that first throw of that drive when we were trying to make the comeback, I think we probably are finding ourselves, with some momentum moving down the field. Just too many weird things that didn't work out with that game. So anyway, the good thing is we're not dead. We're banged up, but we still have a shot. And like I said, we just got to keep up with the Rams. But next week is a must-win situation. If we lose that one, I mean, we might be losing our grip on all the playoffs, wild card included. So we've got to win next week, keep that division hope alive. So it's going to be tough, but Russell proved again that he can do amazing things. He just can't do it all. And even Russell, can make mistakes and try to do too much. And I think he did that. And I guess a secondary that's outstanding. So, just unfortunate that we made too many errors and just couldn't get things going early enough. But we're not dead, so we're still going. Still going.
Yeah, I completely agree with everything you just said right there. So I got a question, Norb.
Yeah.
Maybe going into this, into the playoffs and maybe just not, because it seems like the second round, our divisional round, has always been our just kryptonite the last few years. I don't know if you noticed every team that we play in the divisional round, they end up going to the Super Bowl and losing.
Yeah.
It's just been that way. I don't know. I just think weird ways like that. But, going to the offseason, do you think that we could be shifting not so much to the defensive side anymore, but instead of maybe going to the offensive side, looking for key players to play that role? Because, Russell, I'm pretty sure he doesn't like scrambling around for his life and trying to make plays with his feet. He would like to sit back there and just bomb some away. But do you think that we could be shifting more to the offensive side?
Well, we're already shifting more to the offensive side, but I think you still can't really disregard one side or the other. You still got to have balance, and clearly the age of our defense is starting to show. And so we're going to have to reload on players. We've already lost so many. We've seen guys stepping up, which is great, but you got to continually have to add depth. I think my biggest concern looking forward from this point is, I feel like we've got good guys in the secondary who have already stepped up. The biggest disappointment, I think, is just how Ifedi has been. This is his second year, and I feel like he's been not improving as I had hoped he would, as a second player guy. Too many penalties. Today was showing, unsportsmanlike. That helped hurt us in the game. So, I don't know. He needs to improve his game, and we obviously need to continue to shore up the offensive line. But I don't know, it feels like we just got a lot of spots that need help, but the defense especially. We just went from seeing how quickly we've gone from this being the strength and identity of the team to now having lost so many guys to injury and potentially careers that we're turning over a whole new leaf, a whole new page on players. But you can't disregard the defense, even though you feel like, I think it is shifting towards Russell doing much more, throwing the ball. I'm sure they want to get back to running it. We were at one point in the game when we were getting the ball running, it was like back to Seattle style football, and then he gets hurt. It's just tough. But we got a lot of holes to patch up and fill, and we'll see. It's a banged up team going to this stretch run here, so we'll see what we can do. But they got a lot of decisions to make in the offseason with Richard Sherman and pretty soon Earl Thomas and Jimmy Graham. Really Jimmy Graham's free agent, so maybe that'll kind of play itself out. But a lot of things waiting, but we got to try to make the most of this now while we still can. It's not over.
Yeah,
so.
I completely agree.
Tough one though.
One of the things about that he kind of just reminds me of how James Carpenter was in his first couple of seasons, and then all of a sudden the last season that he plays with us is just was like his best season.
Mm-hmm.
And then he decides to sign with another team. So,
right.
I think you hit right on with there. But yeah, I believe too. Dwayne Brown's actually been a good asset to our team.
Oh, Dwayne Brown's great.
Offensive line.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
I hope they can find a way to sign him long term because I think he's, it'll be good to go secure that left tackle position for the next couple of years. He doesn't have a lot of years left, but next 2 or 3 maybe, because he's good, I think.
Yeah, he is good, and I think he's a good, leader. But we shall see. I'm more skeptical than anything, but hey, nonetheless, it's go Hawks.
Yeah. All right, man. I know it's hard to get up at this point, but lick our wounds. Get him next week. We'll be at home, and hey, anything can happen. Anything can happen. All right, man. Thanks for the call. We'll I'm sure be talking again, hopefully with some better news and better vibes next week. All right, go Hawks. All right, let's get a few more. Let's get a few more in here. I'm going to make this one not too long here. All right, from the 423. Who's this and where are you calling from?
Thomas Zane, Cleveland, Tennessee. I called you before.
Oh, yeah. How you doing? Tough game today, huh?
Yeah, it was, man. I hate because Jacksonville always gets into fights with everybody. Like they always starts with fights. Like every team goes down there and they get into fights and everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They're a feisty bunch, a little bit of a swagger, but Seattle's just got to rise above that, especially at that point of the game, because it was over, and there's no room for doing cheap shots. And again, you're hurting the team, possibly getting kicked out and suspended for another game. So that's not helping our situation. So hopefully the guys can get their heads on straight.
And after the game, it was like another 99, I think. The audience player threw something at him. Did you not see that about that? Did you not hear about that?
I'm not sure. What about it?
Number, I don't know what number he was. I think it's number 99.
Yeah.
I don't know, or 59. But when he was walking out off the field,
you're talking about when they're throwing water bottles at him?
Yeah.
Quentin Jefferson. Yeah, I think. Yeah. That's classless on the fans' part. That's just not cool. So just got it really ugly.
That wasn't his fault.
Yeah.
That wasn't his fault.
Yeah, it's just bad. He shouldn't have been. He shouldn't have allowed himself to be ejected on a second play like that. Here, you want to listen?
Okay.
Yeah, put that in there. Anyway, so yeah, it was just one bad thing after another, just to make an ugly end to the game where nothing, really was gonna make a difference. So yeah, just a weird game altogether. But they got to do better than that.
Yeah, but the Eagles won today, and that really helped us.
They bailed us out. They bailed us out.
And then if Atlanta loses if Atlanta loses Monday, we could probably get back up there in the playoffs because they're 8-5 and we're 8-5.
Yeah, but at this point, we really can't worry about what other people are doing. The main thing is you focus on your division and you got to win your games, and we got to win the one in front of us, which is the Rams game, and then we'll have to win the next one, and just hope the Rams stumble and we stay even with or ahead of. It's pretty simple formula, and we don't have to really worry about anybody else. So that'll all play itself out. The one thing we have control over is who we play next, and that's what we got to focus on.
Yeah.
So
luckily, I got to watch it because I went to. I think I found out how to watch it because you get to go to Buffalo Wild Wings, and they have it there on. They have it there on the channel, on their channel.
Yeah.
But I don't have the channel at my house.
Yeah.
So I got to watch the channel.
Yeah.
Let's watch the game.
Well, let's just get it next week. Big game at home. I know. I like. We're in our house, so I'll be out there making the noise, and hopefully Seattle will turn this around. So, hey, man, thanks always for calling. We'll try to catch in and hopefully better results next week, all right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, take care, man. We'll talk to you again soon. All right.
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks, yeah. All right. Get a few more in here before I got to go. Let's do the 956. Hey, who's this and where are you calling from? Yo, you're on with NorbCam. Who's this?
Hey, it's Jay. I'm in South Texas, actually.
Jay from South Texas.
Big fan.
Yeah,
but I'm a Saints fan, actually, myself.
Oh, are you?
Crazy enough.
Okay.
Yeah. Just been a fan of yours since, like, Super Bowl 49. So
oh, well, thank you. Thank you for watching my videos. I appreciate it. So, Saints, let's see, they don't play. When do they play next?
they play the Jets next, and then we play the Falcons. Or no, the Falcons and the Bucks.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you guys got some. You should be able to beat the Jets, but that Falcons game will be interesting.
Yeah.
And it's all over the place. It's crazy NFC West or NFC, crazy NFC this year. But you didn't see. You didn't. Did you watch our game? The Seahawks Jaguars. Did you watch the Seahawks Jaguars game?
No, I was actually watching the Rams Eagles game, and I was thinking about the Seahawks. Actually, I was like, it's getting crazy in y'all's division.
Oh man, it is, and we got lucky. The Eagles bailed us out with that last-minute win and kept us tight with the Rams. So, yep, we'll see. It's going to be a race to the finish, but we got to play better than we did today. I'm
a big fan of Earl Thomas, actually. I'm a Longhorns fan, so.
Okay, yeah. Earl Thomas is great. It's it feels like he's like the lone guy from the old defensive crew with all the injuries we've been having. But it's weird to see so many stars out. At one point we had like 9 Pro Bowlers on that defense or something, and now we're or on our team, and now we're down to like 1 with everybody out.
Yeah, but what I noticed today with the Rams-Eagles game is a lot of the Rams players, their secondary was starting to get real thin. They had a lot of injuries today.
Oh, the Rams did?
Yeah, from what I saw, they were starting to get real thin in the secondary.
Well, there's just a lot of injuries everywhere. This is pretty brutal, but it's kind of that thing, trying to survive. You got to hang on with what you got and hope you got some depth. But no, we'll be keeping an eye on the Saints because we're all our fates are sort of all intertwined with how this is all going to play out. So, Well,
all right. Just one more thing. Just one thing.
Yeah.
All right. Y'all play the Cowboys on Christmas Eve?
Yep.
All right. Just impose your will. Just please. I hate the Cowboys with a passion. So if you can, just impose your will. Just real quick. Just please, for me.
Well, if we had our way, I'd do it exactly that. So hopefully our boys will go down there and do just that. We're going to need to, because I have a feeling every game is going to be huge the rest of the way, but none bigger than the one next week. So, all right, man. Well, thanks for the call. I appreciate it.
All right.
All right. Take care.
All right. Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. All right. Let's squeeze another one in here. Let's go to the 206 right here. What's up? Who's this? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Steve Barron from Seattle. We love you, NorbCam. Go Hawks. Hey, I see next week's game with the Rams sort of as a red zone game. Like, we're in the red zone. If we score a touchdown, then, we beat them. We are tied with them in the one loss, but we're in the driver's seat for, home field advantage and at least the number 4 seed. But if we lose, it's like a pick 6, run back all the way, 80 yards for a TD, because then there'll be 2 games ahead of us with 2 games remaining. So I think pretty much they lock up, if they beat us, they lock up the West, as far as I can see, right? If they lead us by 2 games with 2 games to go, and they beat us.
It depends then what happens in the next 2 games. Yeah, clearly that's going to do a major blow to us if we lose to them. We would now be 2 games out. However, with 2 games left, if we were to win out, they were to lose out, then we'd kind of be back to the situation. But that's, again, things are out of our control. So we really need that game next week so that we don't have to worry about counting on other teams to do something. So right now we're still in control of our own destiny, but it starts next week for sure. But
what about Fetty? You know, when I really liked him when we drafted him, you know, and I thought, okay, this is a great guy, and you know, we keep hearing his name too often. You know, would you rather not hear the name of an offensive lineman during the game? And you know, we're listening to Steve Rabel, and you know, Fetty still is too many penalties and not doing a job. Should we be disappointed in him or give him a little more time? What do you think?
I don't know. Second year, kind of expect him to kind of step forward. I just feel like too many holding penalties. You know, I don't know what we do with him. I mean, I still think we still got to kind of work with him, try to get the most out of him. But next year, it'll be interesting because I think, you know, everyone's forgotten about who was supposed to be our starting left tackle before he got tore his ACL before the season even started. Shoot, I haven't said his name. George Fant. God, his name. I haven't said it in so long. But, you know, he's still going to be around, and I don't know what his situation is going to be. And so, I don't know. Maybe hopefully we work out keeping Dwayne Brown. You know, maybe George Fant moves to the right side, and we put him at, you know, guard, because I don't think Joker will be here. So we're going to have an opening at left guard. So there's going to be some pieces shifting around. But, I mean, I don't think we just lose a Fetty.
One thing, you know, on the D-line, people forget, besides all the injuries we've had on defense, our draft pick, you know, got
Malik McDowell.
Our mishap. You know, think of where we would be if we had him. You know, that would make. We've had so many close games this year. It's so frustrating.
Yeah.
8-5. I don't like 8-5. Anyway, Norb, you're a really great guy. You know, and we really appreciate you, and keep up the good work.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And, yeah, we'll talk again soon, and keep watching.
Okay.
All right. Go Hawks. All right. Let's see. A couple more here before we got to wrap this up. Another 253. No, actually, we go to the 225.
Please.
Hello. Who's this? Hello. You're on with NorbCam.
Like
what's up?
People that's not even talking about me.
Hello.
I remember Satan attacking, bro.
Hey, hello.
He's like every bit of it. And right now, guess what? He's losing. He's winning.
I can change this. You know why I know I can change it?
Hey, hello. Are you? Do you realize you're on the air? Hello.
You can change, man. You got to try to work on that, dude.
Hello.
You got to try to work on that.
Are you there, sir?
Talking about you. You think people talk about you, but that's the thing. You're going to lose every single time. You're going to lose every single time because he's right.
Did you just jump in on a conversation just now?
And you letting him.
I must search the name.
Okay. I don't think he even knows I'm talking to him.
Shit. You saying it changed. I hope it changed.
All right. He's got his own conversation going. We're going to switch over to 253. Come back to that later, maybe. Hey, this is NorbCam. Who's this? And where are you calling from?
My name's Jason O'Hara, and I'm calling from Lakewood, Washington.
Hey, Lakewood, just south of where I'm at. What's on your mind, man? Tough game today.
I just wanted to know what you thought about all the fights in today's game.
I didn't like it. It was ugly. It made us look bad. It made the fans were bad. I mean, I'm sure that's just one fan acting like an idiot, but it just makes the whole thing just a bad taste. But the worst part about it is we might, you know, ejections could lead to suspensions next week, and we need every guy we got. And, you know, we're already thin as it is, and losing more players to something stupid like that is terrible.
Yeah, my friend was wondering, what do you think about one of the Jags fans throwing that beer at one of our players as he was exiting the arena?
Well, that's pretty classless, you know, and, you know, I mean, there's no excuse for what we were doing, and there's no excuse for what fans are doing. They should eject that dude from the stadium if the game was already over. But, you know, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing when fans, you know, anybody, you know, acts like that. So you just never want to see things get out of hand like that. It's just no place for that. But, just an ugly way to end a game. But, yep.
But, do you think Russell Wilson still has a chance to win the MVP this year, or you think those picks that he threw today just basically threw in the towel for him to get MVP?
Well, it certainly didn't help his case. If he could have brought us down for a game-winning final touchdown, that would have probably knocked him up a couple steps. The fact that Carson Wentz is injured now and probably is out for the season probably takes him out of the running with 3 games to go. But now Tom Brady's the clear front runner, and unless Wilson can pull off, some miracle wins here for the last 3 games and put us into good playoff positioning, I don't know. It's probably going to go to Brady anyway, just because the media, East Coast, and all that stuff. Wilson probably doesn't have much of a shot, even if he deserves it more. But that game today didn't help us much. Unless he could have pulled off that miracle, it would have been pretty cool. But it kind of, with the loss of the 3 or the interceptions, certainly doesn't help his case. So we'll see. Still three games to go.
Yeah. Do you think we're going to re-sign Jimmy Graham after this season, or do you think his time in Seattle is done?
Don't know. I think he still has a lot he can contribute, but it really comes down to what, how much is he going to want to get paid, and how much is Seattle willing to pay him,
Yeah.
And how much he really wants to be here. Is he just going to go to the highest bidder, or does he want to be here? Was he willing to play for 6 or 7, or is he just going to go wherever someone will pay him $10 million a year? I just don't think Seattle's going to want to pay him $10 million a year. But he's been, other than today, unfortunately, didn't get any catches, but he was doing pretty well, scoring in the red zone. He just got quiet today. Again, another weird day in general. But I hope they can find a way to bring him back. But, man, we got a lot of holes. Suddenly we have a lot of holes to fill. So, all right, man. Well, thanks for calling. I appreciate your questions.
Oh, thank you. Go Hawks.
Yeah, go Hawks. We'll get them next week. All right, let's hit the 225. No, I take that back. Let me go to 860. Hey, what's up? This is Norb.
Hey.
Who's this, and where are you calling from?
I'm Daniel, and I'm in New England right now, but I was born in Seattle, but moved. Sucks here. All the Patriots fans,
Yeah. And I think you've called before, haven't you?
No, this is my
first time? Oh, okay, I remember talking to a Seahawks fan in New England. Okay, what's on your mind, man?
I just wanted to ask you, do you think Mike Davis is the guy, or?
I'm sorry, say that again. What about Mike Davis?
Do you think he's the guy?
Our back moving forward?
Yeah.
I think between him and Chris Carson, I think both those guys are really good. It's unfortunate he got hurt again. We just have been bit by the injury bug in the running back position so badly. I like what he brings. I thought he was doing great until the point he got hurt. So, we'll see what his availability is next week. But, the way I look at it is I can see them, with Chris Carson, Mike Davis, McKissick, those 3 for sure. And maybe they got to keep some around for depth. And Lacey's gone. He won't be back. Rawls, maybe they find a spot for him. But I just don't see CJ pro size. He just can't stay on the field with our team. He'll probably go get released and he'll go somewhere else, and he'll be like the best back ever at some other team, kind of like what Alex Collins is doing.
Yeah, Alex Collins.
It's just some weird deal. We're just like cursed in the backfield right now. But I like those 2 guys, Chris Carson and Mike Davis. I think if those guys can stay healthy for a season, with McKissick, that's a nice 3-back combination. So, and they're at a good price. They're really cheap right now. So we'll see if we can make that work. But it's just.
I was also listening to the last person talk about Jimmy Graham.
Yeah.
And if we should sell him. Don't you think if we sold Jimmy Graham, we could get maybe an upgrade on the offensive line that would make our running game better?
The thing is, we don't have any clout. We have no. We don't have. The trading deadline's gone. If we were going to make a move, we had to do it.
I'm talking about next season.
Well, he's a free agent this year, so he walks. At the end of the year, he can go where he wants to go. It's really a matter of can we re-sign him if we offer him a contract that he agrees to. But at this point, if he decides to not come back here, we don't get anything for him. He's just gone. So we don't have any trading leverage. You know what I mean? He's just free agent. Yeah. So, the days of getting something for him are past. It's now trying to get the most of him for the rest of while we have him, and then seeing if they can work something out moving forward if they want to, if he wants to be here and if they want him here and if they can find a number that suits both. So I like him. I mean, he's been doing great. He's been doing great. So I hope they find a way to do it. But again, the challenge is we can't keep everybody. And there's a lot of holes, as we're now seeing, that we're going to have to start filling, both on the offensive and defensive side. Yeah.
Yeah, I got excited after that Philly game. But...
Yeah, we all did. And I was really excited when we got the ball with about 3 minutes remaining. I thought we were going to go down and pull out another miracle. And just didn't quite happen. Just like it didn't quite happen against the Redskins in a game we didn't play very well. Just like the Titans, where a miracle was in our midst and just couldn't get it done. So...
Well, against the Redskins, Blair Walsh did miss like.
Oh yeah, well that clearly missing 3 field goals that changes that game entirely. But yeah, no, a lot of ifs, ands, or buts in this game. But we just played really poorly the first half. A lot of mistakes, but despite all that, we had a shot, but just couldn't do it. But now we're gonna have to find a way to win against a very good Rams team at home, but with a lot of missing pieces. A lot of missing pieces, but. We'll see. We'll see.
Thank you, Norb.
All right. Thanks for the call. Appreciate it. Man. All right. Go Hawks.
Bye.
Okay. All right. I'm going to wrap this up. All right. Going to do one more. Got to make this a short one. Got some family time to get to. Let's see. All right. Let's go. One last call. This is 225. What's up? You're on with NorbCam. Who's this? Where are you calling from? What the heck is going on over there? Hello?
What's up, dog?
All right. I think I tried to reach you earlier, but you were busy talking to somebody else or something.
Oh, yeah. I was talking to my roommate.
Okay. All right. Anyway, you're on. What's on your mind, man? Where are you calling from?
What's up? It's Joseph.
Joseph
from Louisiana.
All right, Joseph from Louisiana.
You talked to me last time. You remember you talked to me last time about with the Atlanta game?
Okay, yeah. All right, that's good to hear from you again, man.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, what's up, man? I was watching your video, man, and I was listening to everything you were saying on the video, but I couldn't watch the game because, I stay in Louisiana. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It'd be so hard to catch the Seattle game.
Right.
Because you stay down here.
Yeah.
But I saw the Philadelphia game. We won that. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time when I'm there for my team, it's just we always win. I don't know why. It's just some type of luck or something like that. But, man, I'm kind of heartbreaking because we lost Cam Chancellor and
my favorite player.
Richard Sherman and Bobby Wagner, man. And we got a lot more that's injured.
Cliff Averill.
I just want to know, Cliff Averill. I just want to know how we're going to do against the Rams.
Well, it's going to take all hands on deck. And then the fights at the end of the game, I don't know how much you caught of that, but, we got guys ejected, 2 guys ejected. It got really ugly, and we might be facing suspensions for Sheldon Richardson and Quentin McDonald. So, I mean, we can't afford that. I mean, we're so hurting already. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. But, Mike Davis went down after he was running really well. So, just brutal luck, I guess, and a little bit of, just stupidity on our, losing our cool at the end of the game. But, we're at home. We got the 12s. We'll be making a lot of noise. And, I think Wilson, he'll play better in our house. And, but the Rams are no slouch, man. They put up a lot of points. What was it? They had 35 points against the Eagles in that loss. So, I mean, those guys can put up the points. They can still run the ball. So we're going to have to, find a way to stop the run with not a lot of starting defensive players back there. And that's going to be the challenge. So I have a feeling we're going to have to score a lot of points. We're going to have to have Russell have a much cleaner game. Can't be throwing the picks. And granted, that I think the good thing is, the Rams secondary, they're not as tough. This team, I think a lot of people are underestimating how good the Jaguars are. They're a good team, and that defense is something else. And they got good secondary back there. So I don't think that the Rams D is quite as formidable, but we're going to have to play a much cleaner game, and guys are going to have to step up. And I just don't know who's going to run the ball now if Mike Davis can't go, because we're out of options. So I'm going to get Thomas Rawls out there and give him one last crack at this. But anyway,
we just got we just got to count on Russell. We just got to count on Michael Bennett, and we just got to count on Earl Thomas and Maxwell. I mean, and everybody else. But them the kind of the best players I know that can do it. But my thing is, we gotta get it done, man. And I think we can get it done. We just this one loss, man. That don't mean nothing. But this is only making us better. This is only making us stronger. You know what I'm saying? It's only making us worse. That's how football games is. You're gonna win some, you're gonna lose some. You know what I'm saying? But you're gonna live to to win another day. You know what I'm saying? But we'll be all right. I think we'll be all right. I think we got this. I think we got this. Russell Wilson just gotta, do the things we do. Thank God we didn't get blood out on this game. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Thank God.
Almost did, but Russell Wilson threw 2 big touchdowns at the end when it looked like we had no shot left, being down 17 points, and all of a sudden we're right within striking distance. And Russell Wilson's a real deal. Broke the record for fourth quarter touchdowns in a season. So I mean he's been proving his worth for sure. But he can't do it all. He threw those 2 picks. Sometimes I think he feels like the world is on his shoulders, so he's got to make all the plays happen. And, I think that's just, even Russell Wilson can't be Superman all the time. But, if we can just be a little more balanced next week, defense has got to play good enough to get some stops. I think Wilson will be better, and everyone else has just got to step up their game, especially on offense, and then we can make it easier on our defense. But, yeah, next week is for all the marbles, man. It's a must-win next week for sure.
Right. One more thing.
Yeah.
Is Bobby Wagner going to be out for this year or this season?
I don't know, man. All I know is a hamstring injury. I haven't really looked at any detailed injury reports since, but hamstrings are, usually you miss a game if it's anything, because when Earl Thomas had his hamstring thing earlier this year, he missed, at least 2 games? So, it's hard to fathom going without Bobby Wagner. We've been spoiled. Wagner's been solid, so consistent, and to see him go out was just oh man, not good. So someone else is going to have to step up. But, as we always say, it's tough to replace a Richard Sherman. It's tough to replace an Earl Thomas, a Cliff Averill. And now in this case, we have Bobby Wagner. So, we're going to have to find ways. But I think we're just going to put more points up. The offense is going to have to do more than their share again. So we'll see, man.
Is you going to be live? Yeah. I hope we do this. I hope we win this, man, because we got Dallas Cowboys, which is, I don't keep up with other teams, but Seattle. But I don't know if did they win today? You know what I'm saying? I just want to know if we got Dallas coming up after the Rams, and then we got the Cardinals. I think we could do good with the Cardinals, and I think we could do good with the Rams. But Dallas, we've got to focus on really Dallas. But the only way we could get to Dallas, we got to beat these 2 teams. We got to beat the Rams, and then we got to beat Dallas to get to the Cardinals. That's 11 games out of 5 games. That's 11 wins out of 5. If we can do this, we'll be in the division of the playoffs.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We definitely still have a shot. We still control our destiny, but we've got to win next week. And I think we could do it. We have the potential to do it, but we got to play a really good game like we did against the Eagles. So, yeah, it's just going to be tough because we're going to be missing some guys. I mean, that's the tough part about this is that, we're trying to do it with guys who aren't our usual starting players. But, hey, we found other ways to win before. So, one game at a time. Got to get this next one. So, here we go, man.
Is you gonna be live streaming next week?
I will be. I'll be live streaming as I always am.
I always watch your videos, and I'm looking forward to your videos next week.
Well, I thank you, man.
I can't watch the game. You know.
I know. I understand from your part of the country.
Your video and I know. I look at your video and I see what we doing.
Yeah. Well, so, I hope to be bringing. Yeah, exactly. I hope to be bringing some happy reactions next week. That's going to be the key. So I appreciate you watching, man, and just keep doing it. Keep believing. We still got a shot.
Oh, I will.
All right, man.
I will.
Appreciate your energy and your enthusiasm. Man. All right. Take care.
Man. Go Hawks.
All right. Go Hawks. All right, guys. Got to run. But I just want to get a few thoughts out there and get a few of your thoughts in the process. But we'll do more talks. We'll talk about this upcoming Rams game, break it down later on this week. And, you know, see what we need to do, see how the state of our team as we move forward during this week to see who we got to work with. But man, it is a tough stretch, as we knew it would be, but it's even tougher as we're losing guys. But hey, keep the faith. With Russell Wilson still in there, we're always got a shot. All right, guys, I'm going to take off. I appreciate you guys calling. Appreciate you guys being in the chat. And, yeah, please subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll talk to you guys soon. All right, have a good week. And happy holidays to you guys. And when you have a chance to, go to NorbCam.com and check out some of my stuff in there. Got some nice gear here, like this beanie. Makes for good Christmas presents. Just saying. All right. Take care, guys. Talk to you later. Go Hawks.